Hi, I watched Ghost Doctor and here's my review. Min, an arrogant and selfish genius doctor and surgeon, falls into a coma one day after he gets into an accident, only to wake up a bit later on as a coma ghost. In this state, where no one can see him or hear him, he realizes that he is able to possess the body of another doctor who is actually the complete opposite of him and is called Kosentak. This drama is a drama I had a bit of a trouble starting out because it's not romance-centric, or at least it's not written in the plot of the drama or in the tags. But I finally did it because of the casting and actually the plot that seemed very interesting, as well as the trailer. Unfortunately, I finished this drama not necessarily on a good note. For me, the first part, the biggest part of the drama, like the 10 first episodes, are really, really, really good in my opinion. It's very great. I think everything is good. In the first part, I really have nothing to say against it. Unfortunately, the rest of the episodes is a bit... The tone of the drama completely changes in the second part, and although I did like the last episode, for the rest, at some point it just started to become very difficult to continue. To start on the first part, I think it has everything it needs to have. It's sentimental enough when it needs to be, but mostly it's very just comedic between the two doctors and their relationship and how their relationship grow and how they get to discover more about each other. But it remains very light the whole first part, which is what I signed for starting this drama. Even though there is a romance plotline as well as some kind of conspiracy plotline going on, I mean, I think you can't expect less from a Korean drama, but I think both of these were really not needed at all in this kind of drama. But in the first part, both these plot lines didn't matter because we actually never saw them a lot, and we just really concentrated on the two main characters, Cha Young-min and Go Sung-tak. Also, it introduces us to secondary characters that we sometimes don't see that much or don't hold such a huge importance, at least at this moment in the drama, but they actually do later on, but are very likable. Actually, every character is very likable, even character you don't necessarily like at the beginning. Everyone in this drama, or most of important characters, get some kind of evolution and development where they start in point A and end up in point B, which makes you a lot more able to understand them and understand where they come from, and so this way they become a lot more likable. There are 3 events in this first part that I thought were worth mentioning. First thing is the reveal of how Go Sung-tak is able to see ghosts. To me, it was a given that he was able to see ghosts, so for a while in the drama I was really confused because he didn't seem to be able to see anything. Gradually they started giving hints, and at some point it became obvious he was able to see them, but he was pretending not to. And even though at some point you really catch up on what he's doing, the reveal of him really being able to see ghosts is still very, very satisfying. Second thing I think is worth mentioning is how Go Sung-tak is actually trying hard and is best to look normal, to not talk to the ghost as if everyone else could see it. Way too often it's something I have to say against these type of plots. It's the main character is the only one who can see a ghost, yet they talk to it like everyone else can see it. As a viewer, as someone watching it, you're left always wondering, what are other people saying? Aren't they seeing him talking to himself like he was talking to someone else? Don't they think this person is crazy? And in this case, it's also a doctor. So it would be very weird to see him going on around. So this third part I want to mention is actually the moment when her father passes away. I think it is the contrast of the two sides of her giving the diagnostic and making all the last checks to say, okay, this person is dead, I'm going to stop keeping him alive. So on this side, we have this very emotional side with everyone being so sad and him just lying there motionless. And on the other side, we have his ghost playing this game with this other ghost. And they're just having the time of their lives, playing together, laughing, and really having fun in these last moments. And I just thought the going back and forth between these two scenes made it actually very, very emotional. And though I didn't cry. My eyes did become quite wet and my nose a bit runny. It's a very, very beautiful moment, in my opinion, and it's worth mentioning. Now that I've said this, I would totally recommend this drama for its 10 first episodes and how funny it is and very well done. However, the second part comes at some point, of course, and then things go down. To be fair, I'm not sure why I was expecting the drama to be completely light and funny the whole time. I've been a watcher of Korean dramas for a very, very long time now, and I know that it's always very fun and light in the first half of the drama approximately, and then things get more serious, more dramatic, if I could say. So I don't know why I was expecting different for this drama. Unfortunately, I did, and it doesn't live to my expectations at all. It's really during episode 11 that I realized that the tone was completely changing and that I wasn't a huge fan of these changes. I think what bothered me the most in this second part is first that we kind of trade most of the friendship moments, a lot of moments we could have, we trade it for more romance. And this, first of all, I'm going to say it, but really pissed me off. I'm a huge fan of romance. I mostly only watch romance. But when I start a drama not expecting any romance and still wanting to watch it despite there not being romance, I expect to be no romance at all. And usually in these kind of dramas, I tend to think that the romance is too much when there is, and there shouldn't be any. And it's this case in this drama. In the first part, I was surprised there was, because I wasn't expecting it. But like I said, it was okay because it's not that present. However, in the second part, it's mostly this. A lot of time we could have seen the main characters more, I don't know, maybe training together, like how we see them do a bit later on in the drama when Chae-min finally starts training Go-sun-tak for real. We could have seen a lot more of these moments. But instead we concentrate a lot more on the romance, on the feelings between Chae-min and her, and yeah, this really bothered me a lot because I wasn't in this drama for this, especially since they did develop kind of their relationship, but it's not a romance per se, you know, so I really didn't care about their relationship. And second thing is actually quite linked to it, I would say, is that they traded the light and funny theme for a very more serious and mellow side. First, I'm not a huge fan of mellow at all. Usually I don't even watch mellow romances. I do sometimes, but I just can't watch a drama, a full-blown drama that is already so long. I can't watch 16 or 20 episodes of people being miserable the whole time. I just can't. I don't like it. At some point, I just want to grab them, smack them, and be like, stop. Be happy sometimes in your life. Something great happened. Why is this problem arriving? You know, I just can't deal with that. And unfortunately, the drama goes into that. In the second part, it's always mellow, always dramatic, always so serious. Everyone is kind of shouting on everyone. Everyone is crying every 5 minutes. And since it's mostly on the romance, well, we just see her looking at his body in a coma, crying, and then we see him looking at her, who is looking at him in a coma, cry because she is crying and she is sad, so he cries too, and then he gets desperate to go back into his body, and then he kind of become a meanie to everyone around him, which is the only person around him who is Gosentak, and at this point he gets everyone kind of shouting at him while the poor guy is trying his best, and I don't know, this second part I really didn't like it at all. If I'm honest, I also skipped a few times because I just didn't care at some point. I just wanted to see the two main characters doing their thing together, trying to improve together like they kind of used to do in the first part. So yeah, the second part is a huge disappointment for me, and also, but still a bit less than the rest, the conspiracy side takes a bit more place on this side of the drama, and I'm going to touch just a word on it since I didn't do it for the first part. I just said that I think this plot part is completely unnecessary in this kind of drama. I mean, it could have been completely removed from the drama and it would most probably, if not completely, be the same drama. Yeah, I guess it's a thing to always want to add some very meany people in there, but I saw no point in this drama. And also, when they started this part, I thought it was actually going to be her, Sejin, who was going to be the mean daughter who wants to get the money from her father, and her brother, who was actually going to be the good guy, despite looking like the bad guy. But no, in the end she was the nice daughter, and the baddie looking guy was the baddie, which was very predictable. In the end, in this drama, kind of everything is really predictable, because when you think about it, even the end is very predictable. No person ever remembers they were a ghost when they wake up. Yet, of course, our main character, Cha Young-min, for no reason at all, would be able to remember. On one side, I'm not criticizing this choice at all because I'm very happy it does remember. It would just add more to the melodramatic side, and I don't want this. I want him to remember all the friendship with Gosentak. I want him to remember all the progress he's done, all the lessons he learned, how he changed. You wouldn't want him stop and forget everything so important he had going on throughout the drama. But at the same time, it was obvious it was going to remember. There was no surprise at all. Anyway, all that to say that, yeah, no really point in this whole conspiracy thing, and also the romance. I think if you could remove most of the romance and put more interesting things of the friendship between Cha Young-min and Gosentak, it would be a lot better. However, in this second part, I do like that Cha Young-min really reflects on himself and his personality and how he was before he went into a coma. At some point, it's something that I started getting mad about in the drama, is that Cha Young-min is facing the bad thing he did in the past, but kind of still being on the defensive, not giving himself excuses and not really blaming others, but never really apologizing either, and always having something more to say to the situation. But at some point in the second part, he completely acknowledges that what he's been doing is wrong, and he has a tiny breakdown at this moment, which I think is understandable, and he does apologize. So, okay, this was something I was going to say against the character of Cha Young-min, but it does a good job at this moment, so I have to acknowledge it as well. So yeah, in the end, it's a great development for everyone, and the drama also ends on a good note. I have to say that I am very glad, at least the last scene of the drama is between Gosentak and Cha Young-min and not his love interest, because just for the principle, I think it would have pissed me off to have the drama finish on the romance and not on the friendship. Overall, a disappointment for this drama, and that's why I couldn't give it more than 7.5. Very strong 10 first episodes. I would say very funny, and I would completely recommend this drama just for this part. Last episode, very good. Second part, not everything is bad, not everything is to put in the trash bin, and of course it's only my opinion. Maybe you loved it this way and it's great for you, but it was not to my taste at all, and just for this part I would be able to not recommend this drama. However, overall, the casting is really good, the acting is really good, the chemistry between the two main characters, Cha Young-min and Go Seung-tak, is really incredible. Their development as friends and also personally, just as person, from the start of the drama to the end of the drama is really, really nice. And just for these reasons, although the second part is very disappointing, I would still recommend this drama if you haven't watched it. And on these last words, I'm going to finish my review right now, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!